Mr. President, I ask unanimous consent that I be permitted to speak for up to 10 minutes prior to the scheduled vote, and Senator Cardin be permitted to speak for up to 15 minutes prior to the vote.
Without objection.
Thank you, Mr. President. Earlier this month, Ticketmaster truly met its match after hundreds of thousands of Taylor Swift fans walked away empty-handed from a disastrous online ticket pre-sale. Ticketmaster blamed a combination of demand and, I quote them, a staggering number of bot attacks, end quote, for the slow-moving queues and last-minute crashes that left fans furious and with a lot of questions. They still want to know how all of those tickets that were in their carts just disappeared. Now, this isn't the first time we've seen Ticketmaster struggle to manage bot attacks. Other popular tours have given their web developers a workout, but this time the company failed on such an unprecedented scale that people who don't follow popular music know exactly what happened. Anytime a major company causes this level of disappointment in their customers, we see consumer protection advocates launch new demands for antitrust investigations. And I'm sure most of my colleagues know that has happened here in the Senate. Some of my Judiciary Committee colleagues have already promised a hearing to explore potential antitrust violations of Ticketmaster. But here's the problem. Spending more time and resources examining competition in the online ticket marketplace isn't going to solve the problem that caused this mess. To do that, we need to back up and understand how bots actually work. All ticket sellers use technological safeguards to impose limits on the number of tickets each buyer can purchase. Your average ticket buyer doesn't have the skills to sidestep those limits, but modern-day scalpers do. All they need to do is write a software program or a bot to get around those safeguards. Because of the way these bots work, one scalper can purchase hundreds or thousands of tickets just seconds after they go on sale. When this happens, real consumers end up at the back of the line, because no matter how fast you click, you're not going to beat a bot. Fortunately, we already have a way to solve this problem that will benefit both the artist and their fans. In 2016, when I was still serving in the House, I led congressional efforts to pass the Better Online Ticket Sales Act, also known as the BOTS Act. Senator Schumer led that effort here in the Senate. This bill made it unlawful for scalpers to circumvent the controls used by ticket issuers to limit sales. It also created a backstop. If the scalpers do manage to get their hands on too many tickets, the BOTS Act made it illegal for scalpers to resell those tickets on the secondary market. The BOTS Act tasked the Federal Trade Commission with enforcement authority, but the FTC has not followed through. In January 2021, the FTC took its first and only enforcement action under the BOTS Act against 3 New York-based brokers for conduct that began in 2017. That's one enforcement act in 6 years. Now, one of the two things can be true here. Either the existing enforcement mechanisms are faulty, or the FTC's approach to using them is faulty. This is the investigation that we should focus on. I want to thank my colleague, Senator Blumenthal, for helping me kick it off. This week, we sent a letter to the FTC asking a few very simple questions about how they're using their BOTS Act authority. First, does the FTC have any pending enforcement actions? Second, why has the FTC only undertaken a single enforcement action to date? Third, are there any obstacles preventing the FTC from exercising its authority? And finally, are there other solutions Congress needs to consider in conjunction with the BOTS Act? The commissioners have a choice. They can either tell us how we can expect them to use their BOTS authority in the future, or they can tell us what they need to get the job done. The trickle-down effects of their failure to enforce the law have put music fans in a bind, but it's important to remember that the entertainment industry isn't the only industry that will suffer if the FTC does not do its job. Especially since the beginning of the pandemic, we've seen entire industries move their operations online. This has presented scalpers and bot programmers with a golden opportunity to branch out and start forcing consumers into secondary markets for sport tickets, movie tickets, sneakers, video game consoles, popular toys, and other items that come with limited availability. In 2021, tickets for the opening of the newest Spider-Man movie went for $100 on the secondary market, which is about 5 times the regular price of the movie ticket. Now, you may not care about concerts or movies, but consider how this could eventually trickle down to affect the things that you really do care about. Anywhere you find that combination of scarcity and popularity, you're going to find bots blocking access to the market. And for the average person, there's nothing that that individual is going to be able to do about it. We, however, can do something about this. But as I said, an antitrust investigation isn't going to get the job done. If my colleagues want to fulfill their promise to fix the problems that left so many music fans disappointed earlier this month, they need to join me and Senator Blumenthal in working with the FTC to enforce the law against these ticket scalpers. I yield the floor.